Well, so welcome everybody. I hear that people want to learn how to record in a variety of different ways, and I know everybody's got a different type of machine. So I'm going to show you a couple of what our teachers are using. We have Screencastify, and there's been some upgrades to Flipgrid, and I want to show you those and how you can download those, and then you can kind of massage them if you have some editing on your computer. And there's also an editor that is in YouTube that you can use, and it's not sophisticated. It does a little bit of editing. So I want to show you those particular things. And if there's any questions, please don't hesitate to unmute your mic and ask, or you can pop them in the chat, and you know, both Larry and I will try to address those for you as quickly as we can. So we're going to get started. We're going to start with Screencastify.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you.
He has the better screen resolution when it comes to doing the whole screen.
All right, almost there. All right.
Just a little slow this morning.
Yeah, we're shooting our videos out.
Yeah,
it slows it down a little bit. Now you should be able to see my screen.
Yes.
Are we good? Now,
yes, you're good.
Now, as I'm moving my arrow around, I'm going up to my extensions area at the top, right here where that Screencastify is. And if you see it, that means you have it installed. If you don't see it, depending on the update of your Chrome browser, you have a puzzle piece that might be right to the right next to where your picture is. And if you see the puzzle piece, that opens up the extensions that are, there's too many to put all in the same bar. So if it might be in the puzzle piece. You see how that puzzle piece opens and it shows up. So, but this is Screencastify. If you don't have Screencastify, let me go ahead and put that extension and put that link up. Right there. And I'm looking for the Chrome store. This is, I think, to me, is the easiest way to get to it.
So Screencastify is no longer pushed through?
No. I don't know when it was stopped, but it's not anymore.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Okay.
And so there's a link that's going to be in the chat. When you click on it, it's going to tell you basically if you need to install it, you can install it. Now look on my screen. It says remove from Chrome. It's because I already have it. Now, if you don't have it, it would be add to Chrome.
Larry, I'm not seeing your screen anymore. Is it gone, or am I the only one?
No, you should
No,
be
it's
on.
there.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me disconnect and come back on. Thanks.
But you know what you could do? Go ahead and pin my screen. That way it's front and center.
Yeah.
Because it might be bouncing out between everybody.
I only see you. I don't see a screen.
So if you go down to the settings, if
there
you
you
hover
are.
over in the
Okay,
bottom, then you
There
should
you
be
are.
able to change the view.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
All right. And so this will tell you if you have it or not. Did pretty much everybody have their, do they have it?
I'm hoping so.
For the most part? Okay.
Yes, thumbs up.
Now, using it to record, it's really very, very basic. If I go ahead and I click on it, I'm going to click on the extension itself. And it's going to do a drop-down window. And you do have some options here. Come on. There it is.
It's thinking about it.
And because we have the free version of Screencastify, it records up to 5 minutes. And I know we're looking at the paid version. We'll see if we get that, but that is possibly coming. And that gives us a few more options. You can do a little bit more editing with it and get more time. But even then, you don't want to create videos that are longer than 5 minutes anyway, because it gets to the point where you really don't want to watch it when they're too long, and then you bore people out. But hopefully, if we do get the paid version, you will be able to do a little bit longer if you need to. Now,
and of course, to put more editing tools as well.
Yes, absolutely. And so you'd be able to mash videos together there. Mm-hmm. You'd be able to edit videos. And that is with the pay version. Hopefully we will get that. And notice I can record different things. I can record a browser tab. So that means it's only going to open and record that one web browser tab only. Everything else, they won't see. I typically use the desktop. The desktop gets everything that's on your screen as long as Chrome is open. Webcam captures just the camera. It would be just your face or whatever you have in front of the camera. A lot of times we tell teachers to strategically maneuver the computer so that way maybe they get the screen and they use it kind of like a document camera kind of a thing. So you do have those three different options. Now notice below it, you have your microphone and it's turned on. Notice that little green bar going up and down. It's capturing my voice. I'm not recording right now, but the microphone is catching my voice. And a lot of times we have headphones, USB headphones, we might have external microphones that are connected to the computer. Well, whatever's connected to the computer, you have control. And right here is a drop-down arrow. When I click on it, it gives you the options of whatever you want to use to record with for the audio. Now, right now, I have a Yeti microphone that's connected to my computer, so that's what I'm going to use. Now, notice the webcam. You also have control on that. Many of us have a video conferencing camera connected to our computer. Well, if you have that, you can control what camera you're going to use. Now, I don't have that. Snap camera is something else. It's a virtual camera, but this is the FaceTime camera. Is the camera from my computer. When I go down to show more options here, notice you have a countdown. What that means is when I hit the record button and I select my screen, it's going to give me 5 seconds before it starts to record. So let's say I'm going to do a presentation on Google Slides, and then I want to record my voice over those Google Slides and make a video out of it. So that gives me enough time to open up my Google Slides. It gets me over to hit present mode, and then I can start recording. Does that make sense? Now, show the drawing tools. It's not a lot of tools, but there's some tools that you have that when you're recording, you're going to see them in the bottom left. So I'm going to go ahead and start recording. So when I hit record, yes, ma'am, Anna, is 5 minutes on the free version.
5 minutes.
I'm going to go ahead and hit the record button. And notice how on the bottom right corner it shows me because I have that turned on. All right. Notice up here it's picking this screen. So I'm going to click on that. You all see it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then I hit share. I'm giving the application Screencastify permission to see the window and to use it. So when I hit share, you can hear the countdown. You hear it? 4, 3, 2. Now it's recording. So right now it's recording my screen. And notice I do have some tools here. Here I have my arrow. That's what I'm using right now. If I go ahead and I click the pencil tool, then it gives me options on the pencil. Come on. That's not letting me. There it is.
There it is.
And you see now I can draw on the screen. So maybe I have a map on the screen and I'm going to go ahead and draw it. Right down here is the eraser. And I can go ahead and erase.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, here's the embed webcam. I can turn it off and I can turn it back on. If I don't want to use those tools, I can just go ahead and exit out and it's back out. All right. So those are the annotations. It's not that much, but it's something. You have it. So now, okay. Where's my tool? I shouldn't have hid my tools. So let's say I'm done recording. And I shouldn't have hid my tools. I should have kept them open so I can get away. But notice how I have stop sharing down here at the bottom. And I also can click on the extension to stop. So when I click on the extension, give it a minute, and then I can hit the stop. Either way would have stopped the recording. Automatically, Screencastify is going to open up a new tab with the recording. And here's the recording that it just made. Notice you're not hearing my voice on here. If I hover down, here, you see where it says where the microphone is turned off? Then it gives me options on the pencil, and there it goes. And one thing that you do have to edit is you have the snippet tools. Right here, I have some control of what it's going to capture. So let's say I messed up and it took me longer to get to where I want to start recording. And I can go and I can click on the scissors and move it to the point that I want it to start. At the end, I can do the same thing. And I put it exactly where I want it to go. So that is the one editing tool that you do have. If I want to keep it, I click Save Trim. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and hit Trim. And it's going to modify that video with the trim. Give it a minute to do. And just as a heads up, this does work with Chromebooks.
Yeah, our students use this a lot.
So let's say a student is doing a Google slideshow on the American Revolutionary War, then they put their voiceover, and that's how they would go ahead and put their voiceover using Screencastify. And there he goes. That's the trim version. Up at the top left, up top here, this is the title of the Screencastify. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to keep July 22nd and the time. I'm just going to call it PD July 22nd. And then now look at, if I didn't like it, I can delete it. Here's a trash can. But notice to the right, right up here, I can get a shareable link. Automatically, Screencastify ties into your Google account. And so it puts a folder in Drive that's called Screencastify. And I can go ahead and click here, and it's going to copy the link, and I can email that to somebody. Maybe I'm going to do a real quick Screencastify on how to use something that I want to send to my teacher real quick, because for support. They don't know how to use something or other. So I do a quick Screencastify, I copy the link, and then I email it to them. Notice the more options down here. When I click on that, it gives me the options of how this video is going to be. Right now, it's unlisted. What that means is only people with the link can see it. That's it. That's the only ones that can see it. But you can change that.
Larry,
Yes.
Are we allowed to ask questions in between?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes.
So when we were trying to do this with Christina Lombardi, she was making some videos, but sometimes it takes a while for those videos to render. It wasn't like super fast. So I just wanted to ask you that. How long does it take?
Sometimes it does. Amisha and I were talking about how sometimes everything's been slow, fast. It's been slow lately. But usually it would render, I would say, within about 5-10 minutes, depending on how long. You saw how fast mine was right now.
Yep.
But it's not always that fast. It's not. And it really depends on your network at home also. Okay, so that does happen. If I click on that arrow down, I can make it public for that anybody can see. Now the things have changed where only you have access to Isleta only. So you might not have the public. You just might have unlisted or for the district. You see what it says right here?
Now that's a little bit different than when you're doing the YouTube.
Yeah,
because you have those same options in YouTube. And when it's public, that means anybody can find it. Or if it's unlisted, only those that have a link. In YouTube, you don't want to do private because that means only you get to see the video.
Okay. Below that, just in case you want to share in Google Classroom, maybe you have a Google Classroom that you use for PD with your teachers and admins, and then you want to put a Screencastify up for them, then you can hit share to Classroom, Google Classroom, and then you can share it with them in Google Classroom. That's a direct. We push this with our teachers quite often. So if a teacher's using this to create a lesson, that's where they would hit share to classroom, and then the teachers would give access to the students. Now, here's the section published to YouTube. So automatically, when you do that, it takes that file and it puts it into your YouTube channel. All of us in the district has a YouTube channel. It comes with our account. The one thing, though, you got to be careful of is called branding. So if I go ahead and I change my YouTube channel to say middle school support, and I'm going to put all my videos into middle school support, Google will turn off your YouTube channel. But what you can do, if you go get with Robert Torres and have them build a special account for your department, maybe call it middle school support, then that would work because that's the name already of the account. So it wouldn't be considered branding. That's how we did our Innovative Learning YouTube account.
Larry, I have a question. That's Michelle.
Yes,
we all have a YouTube account. Do we already have like a name to it or not?
Yeah, you do have a name, but it's your username.
Yes, it's your
Mine
username.
is wsnyder@wasi.net.
Okay, so mine would be like M Contreras 3. So anytime I populate something in a YouTube, it's included in the title M Contreras 3 or not?
No, the YouTube, you'll notice the YouTube link, it's just a link. So when you set it up, when you put videos in there and you share the link out with somebody, it's just going to be a YouTube link. It's not going to have your name or anything on it. But this is like if you said, you know what, I want you to go to the Innovative Learning channel, and then people would search for Innovative Learning on YouTube, and then they'll find our channel that way, right?
Right.
But how we do it is we say, yeah, we'll send you the link to the Innovative Learning channel, and then that way it, since we don't want to brand, we don't want to change the name of our channel or anything, because if it was under my name, I'd just say, yeah, it's under Misha Daniel, but here's the link to the video. The video is not going to have my name on it.
Okay, so the follow-up question to that is, so do we create, I'm talking more of like the Division of Academics, do we create a YouTube channel just like Innovative Learning? Because the expectation is that we're building a library for everyone, and that is where we upload or link. There's been a discussion on that? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Michelle. I totally agree with you. And that's what I would push. So let's say you had the elementary academics channel. It could be middle school academics channel, high school academic channel, Alps academic channel. And if we did that, then that would be the name of the YouTube channel. That's the workaround of branding.
Okay, and so that is Robert's.
Robert Torres would be the one to reach out to.
Yes.
Okay, so then maybe we do, maybe, I don't know, maybe a suggestion we put, like you're suggesting, maybe an elementary, middle, high school. But there are going to be videos that would lend itself for any department, any level. So how would we address that?
I don't know, maybe even want to do maybe academic support, and then within that channel, we have different playlists within our innovative learning channel. Like we have some for blended learning, we have some for our mini Mondays, and you just click on that playlist and only certain videos appear.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so then maybe we can talk about it afterwards. Okay.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
All right. And then you got the embed code. I don't think any of us would use that, but that's kind of like where you have the code and you embed it into like a website, a page of some sort. Under more options here, you can send the email. I don't think we're going to be doing that because it ties into Gmail. The best way of doing that is get that shareable link. Now, generate a QR code could be interesting. If you generate the QR code and then give that out, so maybe in a PD, teachers can click on the QR code and then watch specific videos that you have in PD. All right, so that is Screencastify. Screencastify really is not difficult to use. It's just something you want to practice with. Real quick piece of advice. Don't try to make your Screencastify absolutely perfect. You're going to get caught up in this where you're continually trying to record because you stumbled on a word or two or don't worry about it. You know, for most part, as long as it's not terrible and bad, but if you stumble on a word, that's okay. It's just a little more real. And so we really push with our teachers not to be so perfect about the videos. As long as the information is clear and good, you're golden. So that is Screencastify. Any questions? Are we good to move on? All right, let me go back into, I'm going to go ahead and close this. Oh, before I let you go, I'm going to go into my Google Drive. Let's say I want to see where all my screen videos are.
I was just going to ask that, Larry.
I was reading your mind. We've been doing this too long together.
I think so.
You know, we start to finish each other's sentences almost. And notice the apps launcher for our Google apps. I'm in my district account. I open that up. I'm going to go into my drive. And when you create that first video and you finalize it and upload it to Google Drive, it creates a folder. And that folder is called Screencastify. That's where all your videos go automatically. So if I go down here to Screencastify, there's my videos. Give it a moment to load. And there they are. And if you bypass, let's say you don't share it to YouTube and then you still have it in Screencastify, you're going to have to do a two-step to get it back up to YouTube. So what you would do, you would have to download it to your computer by opening up the video you want, click the download button, and then when you go into YouTube, hey, Elise, this is Larry Snyder. And then on the YouTube channel, then you need to re-upload it. That's if you do it after the fact. All right, Misha, did I get everything on Screencastify?
Yeah, you did really, really well. Did awesome.
Awesome.
Yay.
Thank you, Misha.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and give you back. I'm going to stop sharing.
All right, and we're going to walk you a little bit through Flipgrid, which is another. It's all, right now everything is free, and that's because Microsoft bought it out. So it does a lot of the same things that Screencastify does, but it does have a few differences. And again, it's super easy to use. So I'm going to go ahead and start presenting. And this time I'm going to present a Chrome tab, and I'm going to present my Flipgrid. Here we go. Okay. So this is Flipgrid, and I'm going to actually, when you first go to flipgrid.com, this is what you're going to see. If you've not created an account before, it's really, really easy to sign up. You're going to sign in with Google. So I'm going to go up here to the educator login, and I'm going to go ahead and sign in with Google. Okay. It's got to give it a second to load here. Come on. Oh, it signed me in automatically, but it'll give you the little button to sign in with Google. You sign in, make sure you're logged into Google first, and then it'll set up your account for you. What's great about Flipgrid is in the past, we only were allowed what they called one grid, and then you could have a number of topics under that grid. And that was it. And then you would have to delete and stuff like that. Well, now they've made everything unlimited, and they've added some really great features that are so easy to use. You can use it on your phone. You can use it on a desktop. You can use it on a tablet. You can use it on everything because everything is web-based. It's not built into the browser like Screencastify is, which is a very, very awesome tool in itself. Both of these tools are very easy to use as far as creating videos. All right. So what I'm going to do is, if this first time that you're ever in here, you're just going to want to create a new grid. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to show you how. You can just put a name in there, and it doesn't really matter because it's not going to be really for a classroom. You're just setting it up so that way you can start recording. So I'm just going to put in here practice. Okay. And I'm going to choose the educator learning option here, and it's already creating my Flipgrid, and I click next. Okay. I'm not going to put a password on it because this is just something I'm going to use for recording. Now, one of the great things is that if you're using this for PD with your teachers, is that you can push this out to Google Classroom, so that way they have the option of recording as well, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my grid. All right. It already gave me like a background and everything. Okay. So now here's my new topic, and this is where we're going to do the recording in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to edit this topic. And the reason I'm going to edit it is because I want to show you the settings that are in here so you can set up like for your recording time, because you have a lot longer than just 5 minutes for your recording time if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this. I'm going to leave the title alone because I don't need to change it. Okay. I'm going to go scroll down here, and you see where it says recording time. The default recording time that Flipgrid will give you is 1 minute and 30 seconds. But if I click on the disclosure arrow, notice I can go from 5 minutes all the way to 10 minutes. Okay. So you have a little more leeway in here to do this if that's what you want. Again, I totally agree with Larry that we want to keep those videos shorter. Alice Keeler's always talking about how she put up 2 videos. One was 59 seconds and one was 60 seconds. They were the exact same video. And the 59 got way, 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 way more hits because it was less time. It's all about time. So keep that in mind. But in the event that you might have something that would go a little bit over 5 minutes, this would be an option for you. So I'm going to go ahead and click the 10 minutes. Okay. I don't know if you would need video moderation since this is just for you. But again, if you're using this for PD with teachers, you may or may not want to turn that on. And what that will mean is that you are actually going to decide whether that video is going to go public or not on your grid. That's really more for students, because you're worried about they're pushing the envelope, especially at the middle school level. They like to do the things like that. So we always recommend to teachers to turn that moderation on, but that's your call, right? So this is just for you. All right. So I don't need to really worry about any of this other stuff in here, okay? Because most of this stuff is just like for you. You want to make sure you have your editing on. You can have your selfies and video if you want to. I'm going to leave everything as it is, and I'm going to say update my topic because I want to get recording now. Okay. All right. So that's like really huge. Okay. Okay. So right here it says record a response. So when I click on that, now what it's doing is it's picking up one of my cameras, and you actually, if you have like more than one camera like hooked up, you're going to have to click on the little arrow here to kind of, it'll kind of put it through the different cameras that you have. Now, again, because I'm running through the Meet and through here, it looks a little skewed right here, but that's why it looks like that. Okay. So I have some options here. I can add some filters. I can add some text to this video. I can add some stickers. I can draw over this. Look at this. You got a whiteboard that you can draw on. Okay. And you can add some photos and other things to your whole video that's right here. But over here's where the magic happens. These are your video options. Remember 3 dots, something awesome in there, right? So if I click in here, look at this. This is brand new. This is screen recording. So I can record my screen, and what it will do is it does it just like Screencastify, except it doesn't give you really the option to remove yourself from it, but you have your screen, and then you're also going to have your webcam that's embedded. So I want to do my screen. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click start recording my screen, and I'm going to go ahead and do my whole screen, and it's a giant screen, so hopefully it'll be able to record everything. Okay, I'm going to give it a 3, 2, 1. All right. So now I am recording my screen, and as I'm moving things around and down, and you can't see, but way down in the corner, it actually has a picture of me, and as I'm recording the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. All right. So now and then you can see my entire screen there. It's a huge screen because it's big. So, but this is what it's going to look like for your students. So you can actually show them what are your students. I'm thinking about all of our PDs that we do for your teachers, that you can show them, here's where you click, here's how you focus in on this, and move through your screen in that way. And now again, I put it up for 10 minutes, so I can go on for a little while. I probably don't want to ramble on for a while, but I can if I want to. I'm going to go to next. Okay, it's asking me to take a selfie because that's part of the program. This is not going to be part of the video. This is just like a little picture on the outside of the video for people to know where. So I just click the camera. There we go. I don't need to worry about what it looks like. I don't really care. And now it's processing my video. I don't have to put a title on the video. It automatically got my name from Google, and I submit the video. Okay, yay, it's there. So now it's up in Flipgrid. So I want to download this so that way I can put it onto YouTube. This is not the easy way because we don't have a little YouTube button that we have in Screencastify. So what we have to do is we have to go down here to download the video, and it'll download to your device, and then from here, that is where we will put it up into YouTube. Now there are just a couple of editing features that are in Flipgrid, and that is that, the clipping version, like what Larry showed you, it's the same kind of thing. And also, if you don't like the video, there's a little trash can. You can trash it, and you can do it all over again, and you can do it as many times as you want. There's no limit to how many times that you can delete a video within Flipgrid. It's just that you have that magic number of minutes based on what you set it up as. It does have a whiteboard component in it now. They just added that, and they're adding some other new features. They haven't said what they are yet that are coming out. I believe it is next week. So I'm anxious to see what else they're going to add, and a big thumbs up to Microsoft for making this happen, because we wouldn't have all of these features and we wouldn't have it for free if it wasn't for Microsoft. So, we want to thank them for making it available to us. Questions about Flipgrid. And like I said, it works. There's an app you put on your phone. It works great on your phone. I've used it on my phone before to share out the videos. Let's say I don't want to just put it on YouTube. There is a share button here, and there's a link, so you can send that link out to people, and it'll link them right up to your video. Again, you can put it in Google Classroom. Some of us use Microsoft Teams. You can send it through there, and also you can share it through a QR code. So
now, Misha, I did answer the question, but the question was, where is the video automatically stored? And it's on Flipgrid, correct?
It's stored on Flipgrid. It's not stored on anything on your device unless you download it. That's right. So it's all stored in Flipgrid. It just stays right here.
Now, this is a question from me. How much space do you have?
You have unlimited space.
Awesome.
Yes, it happened when Microsoft bought them. At one time, you only had one grid, and you could only do so many topics, and you could have videos in there, but eventually you got to the limit. But now they're like counting your videos, but they count them like in a good way. They're like, wow, you've got 100 videos on Flipgrid. Wow, you've got, so they're very excited and very happy when we get a lot more videos out there. So I will say that about them. So let's pretend that I took this video and I want to put it onto YouTube. Okay, because that's where we're going to go with all of this. We're eventually going to get stuff onto YouTube. Now, if we use Screencastify, it's got that magic button in there. I just click it and it's going to put it into YouTube for me. I'm still going to have to make some adjustments as far as the settings go, like who's going to be able to view it and things like that. And we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But for if I want to use Flipgrid, which is another easy tool to use, and I've downloaded it, now I want to get it up to my YouTube channel. So how do I do that? So what I'm going to do is I have my YouTube channel open, and I'm going to go ahead and share out my YouTube page here. Okay, so this is the page when I go to my YouTube channel. This is what I see. And how do you get to your YouTube channel? First, you click on your apps launcher and you go to YouTube, and then you click on your little icon and you click on your channel. And it'll take you right to your YouTube channel. If you've never done anything with it before, that's okay. It's going to ask you, are you who you say you are? And then it's going to open it up. Now, you won't have any banners or anything on your channel. You can always work on that later. It doesn't have to be done, right away or anything, because your channels are, as soon as you open up your channel, it's ready for upload. Okay. So right here, there's a couple places that you can upload. Right here is a little camera. And this is where we're going to create or upload a video. So if I click on that and I say upload video, come on. It's going to be slow. All right, here we go. So then you're just going to select the file of that video that you want to upload. Okay. When you click select file, I don't know if I've got a small video that I can put in here, because most of my videos are very big. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and do this one, and then I will take it down a little bit. So I open it up, and now it's going to start to upload this video. Okay. And then what it does is it's going to open up this page, and it's going to put the title, whatever you titled that video, it'll put it in here. But if you don't like that title, maybe it's still untitled July 21st, you can just go in there, highlight it, and then put in the actual title that you want to be seen on YouTube. And then you want to put a description about your video. This video is a recording from our design studio. This video is a recording from our Blended Learning Institute, or whatever it may be. This is a recording about how to use this application. You just put that in there. Okay. And you're going to see here that it's taking some time, because this is a pretty large video that I chose. And these thumbnails here, what it's going to do is after it's finished uploading the video, it's just going to randomly pick 3 pictures or thumbnails from the video, and I get to choose one that I want to be seen. Like when you go to YouTube and you see a picture, and it'll tell you what the title of the video is. That's what the thumbnail is. So you can choose one of those, or if you want to, maybe you have a slide that says middle school or elementary that you want to put at the beginning, so you can actually upload an image and make that the image that people see when they're looking for videos. So that's up to you. Playlist. This is really, really key right here under playlists. So if I click here, right now I have YouTube Studio and I have Deadly Creatures. If I want to add a new playlist, I just click new playlist, and I'm going to call this one Blended. Okay. And that's, I just click create. And visibility. This is where I was talking about those permissions on your video. If it's public, that means anybody around the world can search for that video. If they're searching for something within Blended Learning, your video is going to come up. You may or may not want that. It's up to you. It's not whoever's uploading the video, that's who the one that's going to be making that choice. You don't want to do private. All private's going to do is it's going to make it available to only the person who uploaded it, whosever account that is. So if it's under my M. Daniel account, only M. Daniel, when logged in, will be able to see that video. I think that's for editing purposes. I would not see any other reason to put a video up in YouTube and make it private. Unlisted, you heard what Larry said earlier, and I'm going to reiterate that. That is, you have to have a link in order to view it. A lot of our teachers, when they put things on YouTube, that's what they use is the unlisted. So that way they send the link out to their students, and only their students, because they have that link, have access to it. Yes, if those kids, share that link out with other kids, then other kids are going to have it too. But it's going to be out of the public eye. It's not going to be out there in the world for everybody to just find it and view it, which most of my videos are public just because I'm just trying to share out information. But if it's something that's only for Isleta, you might want to make it unlisted. And that way people on the outside, they're not going to know that it's even there. So that'll be up to you. I'm going to go ahead and make this one unlisted, and I'm going to click create. Okay, done. All right. So now it's going to go to my playlist of blended once it's finished. Okay. And you want to make sure. Now, I know that most of the stuff that you're going to do is not going to be for kids, but you're not going to be saying or doing anything that's inappropriate. Let me tell you why you want to make it for kids. Right now, the way our YouTube channels are set up is if it's not made for kids, certain accounts can't see those videos. They're like blocked. And it could be that a teacher's account or is not in the right area, because that does happen. Technology, sometimes those wires get crossed. So in my mind, I just want to say as long as there's of course there's not going to be any cursing or anything like that. I always say, yeah, this is for kids. So that way I make sure that everybody in our district will have access to it, even kids, because it's not really going to hurt anybody if they watch the video that I created on how to use Minecraft with your students, right? So that's one of the things that I always do. Make sure that it is for kids, so that way whoever's account in Isleta will have access to it. Is that's a new security thing that Google has put out. All right, under more options, you just kind of scroll down a little bit, and again, this is going to be up to you. I don't even worry about like all the paid stuff and everything, but I do look at the tags, because when you search for a video, what do you do? You type in some keywords, right? Blended learning, YISD, innovative learning, whatever it is that you're looking for. So I just put a couple of tags in here. Now for if this is going to be for academics, I probably put YISD academics. Okay. And I'm just not even looking at what I'm typing right now. So okay, and then you just hit the return, and it puts it in there. If you don't want it in there anymore, you just exit right out. But you might want to put a couple of tags in there: YISD academics, YISD PD, whatever it may be, but always kind of brand it with YISD, so that way if somebody's searching for something, they can find it, because a lot of times they may not know where to look. And even though you give them the link, still sometimes they may ask you, I don't know, I'm not sure where it's located. So always add tags to make it easier for them to find your videos. And you kind of have to wait for to kind of finish uploading, okay? And then it'll give you your little thumbnails. But I can actually just click on next now, and you don't have to add any video elements to it, but we will be talking about that here in just a little bit on how to, there's a few editing things that you can do in YouTube, and we'll talk about that. And so I'm just going to go to next, visibility. And here's that visibility thing again. What's this video going to be? Is it going to be private, unlisted, or public? And we're going to make this unlisted. Okay. And I can even schedule it to go live, but that's only for public, for public videos if I want to. But I usually always keep mine on public. And then it already gave me my video link that I can copy, paste, and put that into Google Classroom or to an email for teachers or to whoever would like this one particular video. And then I just click save. And then it will continue to upload. It's saying right here, yes, I'm still uploading the video. It's going to take me a little while because this was a big one. And so I'm going to keep this browser tab open. Yes. And it'll just appear right here. And you'll see that I have all of these other videos that are already in here, but you'll see this one is in the process of uploading right now. Okay. Are there questions about uploading videos? Are we good, Larry? Because I'm not on the screen. I can't see anybody.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay.
Teresa wants to kind of see the whiteboard. So I'm guessing
in the Flipgrid? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes,
Okay,
Michelle, because if we're going to use it and we want to share this with the teachers, we want to share this with the teachers, we want to show them
Sure.
how
I
seamless
just kind
it
of wanted to
is.
touch on it, but absolutely, if you want to see it, I'll take you to it right now. I'm going to leave this tab open so that way you can finish uploading that video. So I'm going to go back to my Flipgrid. I'm going to share this tab instead. And what I'm going to do is, let me see if I can, if it'll let me go back. Let me go back one page here. And I should be able to record another video here. If it's going to let me. All right, let me just go to the code here. And I should get the big plus sign. Give it just a second. It's having to do three, four things at one time. So give it just a second. All
Misha,
right.
while you're getting to that, when you talk about grids, those are like the folders, right? And then
Yes.
your content with your topics. You can
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can make as many topics as you want in a grid, but now we can make as many grids as we want. So if I wanted a grid for social studies, and then under topics, I might have a bunch of different topics under social studies. And if I wanted a grid for science, or I want a grid for, I don't know if this is probably a little bit broad, but elementary academics versus middle, I think you probably would want to break it down. But again, every single person has a Flipgrid account. So you could actually just, just assign it and do it as you want it to be. And then you can share those videos out with others. Or if you want to use just one Flipgrid account for several people, that's fine too. Just remember that if you want to get it onto YouTube, you're going to have to download it anyway. So it's not really going to matter, whose account it is, because you're going to have to download it and upload it into YouTube.
Now, what you can do, Rita, is create a grid. Let's say you're doing a holiday exchange training on Algebra 1. So you create an HE Algebra 1 grid, and then you give teachers access where they can record themselves talking about the training and what they got out of it. That kind of a thing. Use it as a PD tool also.
Yes, we've done that before. We've even used it as a scavenger hunt. You've got the QR codes. There's a ton of ways, and I know I'm talking about things when we're all together again at some point. I'm hopeful. In this remote situation, using Flipgrid is really, or Screencastify or any of our video tools that we have are just very, very helpful to kind of keep us all kind of connected in some way. I've even, I have a Flipgrid that I use as a history, as a little diary. About once every couple of weeks, I get on and I just do like a minute, this is what's been going on in the news today. This is what, how we're feeling about school. This is what my kids are doing. Just as a kind of just a little, okay, on this date, this is what we're doing. So that way, when later on, when we're all back to normal, I can look at them and go, wow, that was a tough time.
Yep. And one of the things, if I'm a new teacher on the first day of school, one of the things that we're going to be missing out is students getting to know each other.
Yes.
So maybe a teacher creates get to know me, and then the students go in, or teachers, and they introduce themselves of a video where they talk about what's their name, what's their favorite color, those kind of things. Maybe in a PD, you have your teachers, because you're going to be working all day, introduce themselves. So that way they can all meet each other. So there's different ways to use Flipgrid. Now, we're using it to create videos, but there's a lot of different ways to use it.
Yes. And it's free. All right. So when you go to record a video, you click on the big green plus sign. Okay. And it's asking me to log in because it's thinking I'm a student, even though I've already logged in. I'm kind of seeing this from the student side. So of course I'm going to use my district account. Let me just click on it here. It's a pop-up window came up and asked me which account I wanted to use. So, and I did think it was necessary to share that window out with you. All right, so now it's walking through all of my cameras again here. So let me get there we go. Okay, so you're wondering about the whiteboard. So if I click on whiteboard, okay, and here's my whiteboard, and then I can change the color of my pencil and I can start writing. and it will record this. I'm not recording this right now, but I'm just showing you what this would look like right now. Okay, so here, and I'm just drawing away. I can change the color. I'm more prone to green, so 4+3 or happy face. So it works really well, and it will record what's on this screen. It will record the whiteboard, so which is very nice. Yep. Now I wouldn't even need to record my entire screen because it will record my whiteboard here for me. Yep. So that's actually very nice.
And we do have access to Jamboard. And if you want to use Screencastify and then show the Jamboard screen and then use it as a whiteboard, you can use it with Screencastify with the whiteboard too.
And what I did, we did a practice lesson last week at one of the campuses. We actually got to go to a campus. We were so excited, Shelly and I. And we were talking about perimeter. And she gave an assignment. She said part of the assignment can be using a Flipgrid. So I took the Flipgrid and I recorded my screen, and I used Whiteboard FI. I didn't use the Jamboard, but I used Whiteboard FI to show my work. So, and because with the screen recorder, I think is so great, I just did it straight online, and it worked beautifully. It worked beautifully. Yep. So,
Larry or Misha, does this work with Cami? Because in language arts, I mean, I can see like writing on a whiteboard just like we would in class, but it doesn't mirror what we have on the computer. For example, if on Cami, I can annotate documents, and the teachers can go ahead and flip those.
But don't forget Screencastify, Teresa.
Okay,
yes.
we can use that.
Right, so you Screencastify, you use Cami, and you're recording your screen.
Okay, I can use
that. We're not saying that one is better than the other. We're just trying to give you a variety of different ways to record, because not everybody is going to be comfortable with one or the other. And these both are very easy to use. So that's what we're kind of hoping for. So any other questions about the Flipgrid? Okay. What I like to do is I like to get back into YouTube and just show you where the editing tools are, just so you can see what you can do in YouTube after you've uploaded a video. Because maybe you've uploaded a video and it's still kind of a rough cut, because that happens to me all the time. So you can actually go in there. There are a few editing tools. Again, everything is pretty basic, and that's the way most of our editing tools are. The only really strong editing tool that I can even think of is iMovie, and that's only available on the Mac. And I'm sorry, PC users, there used to be one on the PC, but it's no longer available. So I've been trying to find other ways to edit videos that don't require iMovie, because we do have a lot of PC users out there, and so we want to make sure that we're helping you all out as well. All right, I'm going to go back into YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and present my screen here. Okay, you're going to see, I think that video is probably still uploading. Yeah, it is still uploading. All right, I'm going to go down to hopefully one of these other videos here. I'm just going to open up this video that I uploaded quite a long time ago, and you're going to see that I can edit the details. But over here, 3 dots, something awesome in there. I should be able to put this in through the editor. Where's the editor? Maybe it's because it's already, let me see, maybe it's in here. They move everything around on me, and I never know where to look for things anymore. Editor. It's over there on the left-hand side. Okay. So through the editor that we have, we can actually we can apply some elements to the timeline, which means that you can add something like cards. If you've ever watched YouTube videos, sometimes you'll see those little pop-up windows that they have, and for more information, go here. You can put those kinds of things in there. Also, within a video, you can add. Let me just close that. Let me go ahead and get started here so I can show you. Okay, so here's this video that I'm going to edit. This is a video. I'm not really going to edit it. I'm just going to kind of show you. This is that video that I uploaded. I uploaded this weeks ago, and I still have the ability to go in and edit it right now if I want to. I have a trim option, just like you do in Screencastify, just like you have in Flipgrid, where I just move the ball over and then I can trim it. I can only trim off the ends, though. I can't just make multiple cuts. The music, I do have music, and I have a voiceover on this video, But let's say I don't want it there. I can actually click this out and I can actually add audio to this. So let's say that I recorded my screen using Screencastify and I didn't say anything. I turned my mic off because I just wanted a picture of my screen. But now I want to go back and I want to add some audio to it. I can click here to add audio, and it's going to allow me to add some music to the background. Okay, but there's already video playing. Let me open up this tab so you can see what this looks like. There's a ton of music that is in YouTube that's free. You don't have to give anybody any credit. Some of them you do, but you just, if you don't want to put credit, you don't have to. There's a ton of them in there. You don't always have to provide credit. So you listen to the song and you say, oh, you know what, I like that one, and you click add to video, and what it will do is it'll just throw it into the video for you, and then you can kind of adjust the volume if you want to. And there's also sound effects in here. You can add sound effects if that's something that you desire to do in your videos. I always like to tell teachers about that because there's so much in here, and it's all free. This is one way to get to the sound. And I'm going to show you another way where you can actually download them. And if you do have some editing equipment, that you can actually put it in on the back end. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the original. Yes, there's
Misha, I may have missed it when you
Welcome to Create. I'm sorry?
I was going to ask you, once you decide that you want a sound effect or something, can you put it in where you want it, or does it have to stay in? Does it give you that ability within your? Okay.
Yes, because let me go ahead and bring that video back up. I'll just find it. It doesn't really matter what video it is because, and then I'm going to go to the editor. I clicked on the video. Now I'm going to the editor from the left-hand side here. So on the video, it's going to show me my whole video stream here. Okay. And so I can decide exactly, I put my cursor exactly where I want it, and then I can go and add that video, that little bit of audio to it. So you do have that option. This option is pretty cool. I have not used it yet, but I want to, and I think I'm going to try to do that with some of the videos that we're going to be posting within the next week or so. But they have an add blur feature, and what this add blur feature does is you can blur out faces of people, or you can blur out backgrounds or parts of the screen. So maybe somebody, if I'm in a video and I have something on my shirt that maybe I shouldn't have on my shirt, which I wouldn't do, but in the event that I did do it, I can actually blur that out. And they won't see it. So there's this blur option. So if I click on it, let me show you what this looks like. Okay. And what it's going to do is it's going to show me the video here. It's probably going to start playing it again. I don't want it to play, but I can blur out if there's any faces in the video, or I can do custom blurring where I can actually put like boxes around certain parts of the video, and it will blur that part of the video out. Okay. And you also see here, I could also trim out parts of the video. It's allowing me to do that just here in the blur portion. Okay. So questions about this? Those are the editing components of YouTube. There's not any of the Zoom stuff. If the Zoom stuff hopefully is coming with the Screencastify, that's the one that will be available for everybody. The Zoom feature that I use on my videos, I use the Ken Burns effect, and that is on the iMovie, and it's only available on the iMovie on the laptop. They haven't made it available on the iPad yet. A lot of the other components are there, adding video or adding audio, and even the green screen component is there, but they don't have the Ken Burns effect, which is the zoom in or the zoom out on the iPad as of yet, unfortunately.
You know, and I know what some people do a lot of times is they use their phones to create videos, and there's actually apps to edit on the phone, both Android and iOS.
Yes, there are.
So there's a lot of people use their phones to create a lot of the YouTube videos, and the phones have really good cameras to them. So keep that in mind also.
And if you are doing screen recording and you want to do like where you're zooming in on a certain part, and another little hack would be to enlarge your screen to make it bigger. So when it is recording, that it does get bigger. That will work. or minimize it, make it a little bit smaller. That does work. But it's just a hack. It's not. It's it is a little clunky. And we're trying to find as many different ways of creating videos that we can for you. And I hope we're not just adding a whole bunch of questions for you in your mind. How am I going to do this? We want to be there to support you in all of this. And we know that it can be time consuming, and try to get those videos done. So please let us know how we can.
And don't forget that the meetings record the video. And you can take that video and then upload it to YouTube, and then trim out the front and the end, fix it, and then make it the way you want. So you can use Google Meet to create the video also.
And it will also show whoever is speaking over on the right-hand side of the video. If you've seen any of the videos that we've already posted from the Google Meet, that's how it works. It always shows the speaker, and if they are presenting their screen is nice and big in the middle. So.
It's amazing, guys.
Yes.
And that's how we're doing our mini Mondays. We record them and then we upload them up. I know Misha does a little bit of tweaking on the back end.
Just a little bit.
She likes things to look just right, and she's amazing because of it. But yes, you have that option too. Any questions on what we went over today? You know what it really takes? Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. So I logged into youtube.com on my Google account. So if I'm going to upload a video, what should I be seeing? Because you know how you said the district has the YouTube account, right? YouTube account. So if let's say I decide to upload a video or recording or something, is it always going to be through that link that I publish, or I can go to YouTube and then upload?
Well, you'll actually be going to YouTube to upload, if you're using Screencastify, it's gonna give you that button where it'll automatically to publish it to YouTube. But you also have the option of going straight to YouTube and uploading any video. You just have to be really careful of copyrighted music or copyrighted pictures, or even how you title, right, Larry? How you title a video file. I uploaded a video several years ago for XYZ printing, 3D printing, and because I had the letter X in there, they blocked me, and I got a strike on my account, and I was so upset for about 3 months.
And I heard about it almost daily.
Oh, absolutely. Because I couldn't upload anything anymore. I couldn't do anything. They took the right away from me. And then we had to contact the big guy in Google and to help get it taken care of. And it wasn't even our fault. We didn't even do anything wrong. So you got to be really careful. YouTube, their little YouTube bots are really getting good at listening to music, even little snippets. Don't even put a little snippet of something that's copyrighted, because I guarantee you they're going to come after you.
Music in the background that you don't even notice when you're recording, watch out for. Even that, they will catch you.
Yes.
So keep that in mind also.
Yeah, so that's why I always try to point people to the music that's already on YouTube. And anytime that I create videos, I go to the YouTube music and I download them from YouTube. I can show you where that's located, just so in the event that you want to do that as well. So let me go back here. Let me go back, and then I'll start sharing my screen here again. Come on. I think my computer's tired. Okay, so I'm just in my list of videos here, and over here on the left hand side is where you have a lot of menu options, and one of them down here is called the audio library. So when I click on that, okay, it's going to show me all the different types of audio files that they have in here. And come on, I've already been through this. I don't need you telling me all this. So what you can do is you can search or filter the library. You can actually search for specific types of If I click in here, it should give me, I can search by genre, by mode, by type of music. And then it'll kind of narrow things down for you a little bit. Like under rock, I can say, you know what? I don't want to look for rock videos. I want to look for, see, I have rock right here. So all of these are about rock right now. But if I don't want rock, I take rock off and I can search by, you know, whichever one I want. Okay. And once you find a video that you like, there's a little download button. But what I always do first is I kind of listen to it a little bit. And when you open it up, come on, it'll play it for you. And it also will tell you down here, if it'll let me scroll down a little bit, come on. It should tell you whether you need to give an attribution or not. Most of these do not require you to give any kind of props to anybody. But if you find one that you really like and it says that you need to give them some credit, all you do is you just copy the link that they have and then you put it into the description of the video. So you say music by, and then you put their name in there, and then that's their attribution, and YouTube will look for that. But most of these, almost, I would say 99.9% of these, they don't require you to give anything because they're already here in YouTube. So that they're here in the library for you. And again, you just click the download and it'll download it right to your computer. It'll download it as an MP3 file, which is what every type of computer everywhere in the world will be able to read. So it's very easy to use. And I use it all the time.
And more than anything, it's just, you got to play with it.
Yes.
You've got to get out there and just really play with it. Right now, you really don't know what you don't know. So get on there, play with it, but don't hesitate. Join us in the meet. We have our meet going constantly.
Yeah, our virtual office.
It's not going away. So if you need to, join us on the meet. If you have any questions, join us there and we'll be happy to help you.
Absolutely. We're probably giving you way too much information, and hopefully we haven't created too many more questions for you, but we wanted to give you at least a couple of tools that you can just start using right now. Just sign in with Google and go for it. Again, I do like the Flipgrid because it does work on the phone, so I can be recording videos anywhere.
Yep. And we don't know for sure what's going to happen with Screencastify if we purchase the pay version. I know we're looking into it. And so I just want to say thank you all so much for all you do. And we're always here for you guys.